So, as camera operators, you're going to follow what's called the path. So you're going to learn so much about rollers already, which is really important. So we might wait until like a thing actually happens, and then you don't want to. They're the point scorers. You want to follow the non-point scorers. So they're going to be the group of people in the middle. You don't need to press any buttons. Like literally your job is just pan the camera around on the pack. That's it. And what we'll do is we'll rotate, because Negan at the moment is down there. She's deciding which camera plays. So it's all feeding into that box right there. These two boxes running into that. You guys got any questions so far? Where's the food? Food? That's a really good question. So if you have subscribed, I'll just start this way and then come back to I know that there are toilets that way. Any other questions? Or what are what's happening? Alright, cool, awesome. So well, let's just wait until there's a thing happening. And then you start following it. So you go something and I'll walk over to you. And you guys will really like they're already recording you go to that box. Weirder than you thought it would be?
I help them out on a regular basis. My tiny child is learning to skate and learning to be a little derby jammer, she says. We'll see about that.
Everyone wants to be a jammer until they have to do it.
I help them out on a regular basis. My tiny child, some of the perfect juniors is learning to skate and learning to be a little derby twins, jammer, Amazon, and text about that.
Everyone wants to be a jammer until they have to do it.
I help them out on a regular basis. My tiny child, some of the perfect juniors is learning to spreading their wings. Obviously, jackhammer will go very probably
Yep.
to Perth men.
To Perth men.
Unless he moves across the pond or
Oh, yes, across the desert.
country, the desert. Depends, he might move out.
Indeed.
Yeah, who knows?
So Newcastle have called an official review here. I am going to nip downstairs and see if I can find out from Pombat what this is about. I will return.
Okay. It's very helpful to have somebody with me now because I just can't go and do everything. So it's an official review. At the moment, we've got Perth on 51 and Newcastle on 46. This is way, way too close for comfort for me. Commander all finding everything out. And they're back. I've got to say, Commander all sports the best collar hair ever.
Okay, so Newcastle was seeking a cut on the Perth jammer. No cut was seen by the officials, so the no call stands. Newcastle lose their official review.
Okay, so Fig jammer for Perth and for Mongrel for Newcastle, and Figgy's out. Figgy has lead and calls it off. What was that?
Mongrel said something.
Pointing, shouting, waving.
If I was to guess, I would take a punt that Mongrel was suggesting that Big Jammer did not call the jam off properly, so did not touch his hips in the required manner to actually call the jam off. It would be that the referees thought otherwise, though.
Yeah. The gap is the same, I believe, 46 to 51. It's Block Lobster and Sparkles for Newcastle. Doing all the twirls using his jammer hips, and he's through. Block Lobster is through for...
So Sparkles actually has lead, though. So
yes, he has lead. Apologies. Oh, wipe out on the apex. Good try, though. Good try.
So now there's been a successful star pass from Sparkles to Judge Shred. There is no lead, so this jam will go for the full 2 minutes or the remaining minute and a half that it has.
So it's time for everybody to play all their strategies, get together, close the walls properly. Good walls at the back there. Oh, and a penalty.
Cut track penalty to Judge Shred, so they're going to head to the penalty box.
PMD needs to...
They need to help.
Yep.
Or not, because that also seems to work, so...
Yes, he's through. And he's got his points.
So Perth should grab this. If it
get
were
that
me,
goat. Get that 2-3-2 goat. There you go. That's what Slender's doing.
Nice, Slender.
Nice,
well
though. When you're a goat, best thing to do is to, if you can't get through, just do everything to slow down the jammer and just make them change their strategy.
Most definitely, yes. Occupy space on the track.
Yeah.
And I like to occupy the space that jammers like, which is usually the inside of turn 1 or the inside of turn 3. So I'll try and get myself there if I can't get away from the wall, and I'll just hang there.
It's tough though when you're a goat. It makes you sad a little bit.
It can be heartbreaking, but you can still be useful, shall we say?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Look at this 2-wall.
Slender and Cannon Bill holding Shred right at the front there.
Lobster did so well there, pushing and pushing and pushing. Look at that camaraderie. I can't say it properly. Well, there's a French word. Camaraderie.
There you go.
C'est mieux, si je dis en français?
Just stop trying to English it, mate. Stop trying to English it and French it instead, like you're supposed to.
From now on, all the French words will be pronounced in French.
Yes, perfect. But yeah, good. Obviously, one of the great things about this sport is the community and the camaraderie. We play hard, a really hard game against each other. But as soon as that is over, and that can be within seconds of the jam ending, we're friends again.
Yeah, and I think that's important in this. It's a sport that's been around for a fair few years now.
Oh yeah.
And yet, you know, it's still considered. Oh my goodness, I'll just shut up now. Look at that. Did you see that inside line?
Just beautiful.
And casually skating on 1 foot.
That was really nice work there from Danger. Rumpy.
Lovely. Absolutely
Newcastle
lovely.
Pivot. Yeah.
You know what I'm noticing this game, I was in-house earlier, and what I was seeing from PMD, their walls were a little bit open.
Yep.
And this time they are much tighter, much faster, reforming super quick, and it's paying off. It's paying off.
And it is something that happens, you know, like I know the smash, it's something that can happen from time to time where, you know, we need that first, not often not a whole first game, but sometimes the first 5 minutes of a game to just sort of remember that we know how to play the sport and know what we've got to do. And then we start to snap those walls shut properly.
And we've got lead, and it's Jack Hammer, 14 years old Jack Hammer.
Just disturbing.
Just wait till he's 18.
Yeah. Well, he's only going to get bigger and stronger, right? Like that's it, you know, like.
Oh, we've got a penalty for one of the Perth folks. And Crunchy.
So 2 Perth blockers sitting in the penalty box right now.
Oh, calling it off? Calling it off when you've got 2 people in the penalty box, that's an interesting move.
It is interesting, and like, you know, given that Perth are up 72-49.
It's not a big lead though.
It's not a big lead, but you're up. I mean, you know, everyone has different strategies, so I don't want to be too critical, but I know for me as a bench coach, if I was a scoring pass up and I had 2 blockers in the penalty box and I was up 77-49, I would probably bleed a scoring pass. So I would be happy to take a 5-5 jam to get all of my blockers out.
I think we must have missed something because Crunch is no longer in the box. Yes. He's actually back on the bench. So maybe there was
they were getting
change.
released.
Yeah. So that's all good. Bill's holding back there, holding the Newcastle Jammer, which is full mongrel.
Looks like full mongrel, yeah.
Oh.
You can tell it's full mongrel because he's got a mongrel
There's
beard.
going to be a penalty, isn't there?
No.
No. Oh, okay. I'll stop my backseat reffing. I am not a ref.
I know, but see, you know what the beautiful thing about calling stream is, though, Scully, is so often we say in our sport that, like, you know, if you have no whistle, you have no opinion. But the beauty of this is that we have no whistle, but oh my, have I got an opinion?
I've got an opinion. The good thing about it is earlier I was on the PA, and obviously I couldn't say anything because you can't take sides.
Yes.
And I have played with PMD and I have played co-ed with them. I'm not taking side. I just want the best team to win.
Of course.
But it's really hard. And here, if there's anybody listening out there, you're the only one hearing us.
Yes.
That's great.
Well, and you want, you want the best team to win, just as long as the best team is Perth. That's how it works, isn't it, mate?
Ooh, that reffing.
Wow.
That was good
Grifter
reffing.
definitely did a clockwise there because I heard all about it.
Sparkles
for Newcastle has lead.
Yeah. And Sparkle is out of the pack.
I hear Sweet Fanny Adams is having the same. She also is making sure on the house call that there is a definite difference between Sparkle and Sparkles.
Tough.
So we're 4 minutes to go here in the first period. Perth are up 77-52 to Newcastle. This is still, this is a really nice close game. Perth are definitely drawing away a little bit, but if Newcastle can stay out of the box and keep everyone on the track, they should be able to contain Perth and keep this nice and close into the second period.
There was an attempt there to jammer on jammer sort of blocking to try to slow down Jack Hammer. I think they're onto it. They realise that Jack Hammer is a force, and listen to the crowd. Wow, so proud of him.
Yeah, I would not be giving Jack Hammer any space.
Well,
yeah,
the little,
no room at all.
No, he just had a tiny lane, half a lane. He had half a lane,
and we
he
have
took
a
it.
power jam here now to Perth. Cut track penalty being issued to Newcastle's jammer, which is
major.
Major, yes. We're not going through that whole thing again.
Nice. So they're widening the difference now. 87 PMD, 52 Newcastle.
And Perth have got that goat that we were talking about earlier.
They're recycling Jack though.
Yeah.
They've got Jack back. Oh my! Some of these hits, whoa. So Major's out, and end of the jam. Oh, there's Jack clutching his wrist. Oh, no. Nah,
I think
no
he's
biggie,
just, yeah,
no biggie.
I think he's just trying to breathe. I hope.
Yeah, there's a lot on his, I was going to say little shoulders, but that would be patronizing. He's twice my size.
Let's call them young shoulders, shall we?
Young
shoulders, yes, yeah. Because he's bigger than me. He's bigger than Slender. He's almost as big as Cannon Bill, but not quite.
I think he's a bit smaller than Slender, but he packs a hit.
Yes,
and that's the thing. When he blocks and when he jams, is the same strength, the same agility. We have a lead from Mongrel. We have a lead. Are we going to have some... Oh, look at them two jammers running.
Hit and quit. Nice work, Mongrel.
That was beautiful. I hope you guys and gals saw that little
great
unicorn
timing.
jump.
I know, great timing there from Mongrel. Regularly skates for Coffs Chaos. Full Mongrel's a member of the Coffs Harbour teams.
Oh, I've got family there. I've been trying to get them into roller derby, but...
there's a lovely league there, full of really lovely people.
I need to get my sister-in-law there.
Yeah. Shout out Coffs Coast League if any of you are watching. I love you all. You're beautiful.
Go and find my sister-in-law and get her to play with you. And Slender's
Hey Rika, if you're listening, you need to find Scully's sister-in-law.
Her name's Vanessa.
Okay, yeah. That narrows
Find
it
Vanessa.
down.
That narrows it down, doesn't it?
Great work here from Slender. Super aware of his track positioning and who he...
Looking back at the bench as well.
Yes.
I have to say, PMD have changed their game from the first one this morning.
Excellent. So they're learning.
And very fast.
Fantastic.
Oh. Is that called a bean dip? I'm pretty sure it's called something like a bean dip.
It's close to a bean dip, but I would say that Slender doesn't quite duck low enough. If you want to see,
his legs are too long.
Yeah, well, yes. But if you were to look at someone like, say, David Deckham from Varsity's men's team Capital Carnage, Regan from my team Smash, and of course Sausage Rolls from Brawlers. They're all very good practitioners of the bean dip. Great way to get around blockers on the outside.
Yeah, I'm still practicing that.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't bend that far. I'm too old.
Is that our age, you think?
Yeah, no, well, you're shorter than me. You've got more hope. Folks, we're going to half-time here with Perth up 110 points to Newcastle's 56. Still lots of derby to play, though.
Yep, so 15 minutes, just under. Go and get yourself some
snacks.
Snacks. If you're at home, you can, I don't know, what time is it? You can drink whatever Mate, time. Drink.
If you're awake, it's time.
I'm going to go and get some drinks because my voice is killing me.
Good plan.
I'm going to check Facebook as well to see if people are listening to our rants and random commentaries.
Excellent.
A big shout out to all the NSOs, to all the referees, to all the volunteers who came from far and wide. We have a couple of mascots here for Perth Men Derby. I believe it's Overdressed Pete and Barbie.
Fantastic.
I know. They're always there to support whatever team, you know. I think they're usually with PRD, but today they're supporting the men.
Nice. I like it.
Perth Men Derby.
Yes,
So
yeah.
go and have a drink, go and have some snacks, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Fabulous.
All right, we're about 2 minutes 27 to Derby. So we've had refreshments and a bit of a bite to eat. You had some very interesting lunch there.
I did. I've got some roast pork, some salad. I'm on my well-organised eating plan that I stole from... I didn't so much steal it, I borrowed it from another coach. So Slayer Kinney, who coached Smash at the Adelaide Nationals in 2016, and an old Sydney Roller Derby League skater, Dirty Rascal, who is now a biomedical scientist and former chef, came up with an eating plan for tournaments, which is based around GI load for your system, and when you eat high GI foods and when you eat low GI foods. And so I'm on like 2-hour intervals eating low GI foods, which is mainly protein and vegetables. And then just before games, I eat a high GI food like an apple or a handful of lollies.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it works really well. Yeah, and like honestly, I've been eating this way for all tournaments since 2015, and it makes a huge difference. Like you'll
have to share that with us.
Yeah. Like I don't experience any issues with energy. Like I feel good all day. I don't get hungry. You don't stuff yourself. You just eat what you need to eat. But it's more about what those foods are at 2-hour intervals. That make all the difference. So yes, roast pork and roast sweet potato salad.
I've already eaten all my lunch, about 10 o'clock this morning. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, fair
hungry.
enough though. That's okay.
It had cheese in it and I'm French, so I was like, all the cheese.
How are you supposed to contain yourself when it's got cheese in it, mate?
I'm like, it's like Wallace and Gromit, isn't it? Cheese Gromit.
Yes, yeah.
All right,
folks, so we're back. We have... I can't make out the number.
I think the feed is a bit behind, though.
Oh, dear.
Looking on YouTube at the moment.
So Perth are going to have a power start. They've got their jammer 5-2, which is...
Block Lobster.
Block Lobster. It does say Block Lobster.
I'm hogging all the paperwork.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm hogging all the paperwork.
You know what, Scully? I can't read it anyway because I haven't got my reading glasses.
That's okay. So I have to do all the reading and you have to put up with my French accents.
That is totally fine.
Here we go. He's out. Block Lobster's out.
Perth
Scoring.
lead. Major is back on the track for Newcastle. Still on initial though, so...
Yep. Stashing it straight away. Good one. Got to do that, but his pivot is nowhere to be seen. And Block Lobster's out again. Scoring. We're on 114 for PMD and 56 to Newcastle.
I mean, that stash when you're not lead has become less about passing to pivot and more about just how can I distract the other team. As it happens, Major has passed the star to Rumpy, who is now the jammer of record for Newcastle.
Whoa, that's a good attempt at a dip.
Rumpy travelling quite a long way to play Derby this weekend.
Where are they from?
Mackay.
What's
in
that?
far north Queensland.
Thanks.
Yes, that's okay. So
sorry, guys. Geography. I think I failed at school at geography.
Look, I only know where Mackay is because I've flown over it on the way to Cairns.
Ah.
I think I got that in the right order. Anyway.
So Figgy for PMD and
Grifter.
Sparkles.
No, it's Grifter.
Is it?
4-2, yeah. Grifter for Newcastle.
Oh, yes, it is. Apologies. Oh, no. Into the penalty box.
What
dun,
did they
dun,
do?
dun.
It must have been a forearms.
I think it is.
That's my guess. I'm guessing forearms. Jammers in their forearms. Ugh.
It's really hard, though. Come on.
Oh, look, there is a reason. So, Jet Lethal, my friend, if you're watching in Sydney, you know what I'm about to say. No hats, Lethal, no hats. I refuse to wear pivot hats, and I definitely refuse to wear the Jammer Star because that stuff is too hard. Blocking is super easy. It's not easy, but I prefer it. But jamming is just, it's just difficult. You have to use your brain all the time. You have to use your lungs all the time. It's sad. It's very sad and lonely.
He did stash. Grifter did stash, but...
Well, and this is the beauty of the stash. So, you know, Rumpy was out again as the pivot for Newcastle then. Grifter does the stash, and it makes Perth think, okay, is there a pass in progress? Do we have to split our focus and pay attention to what the... Yeah, exactly. They called it off because they weren't sure what was happening.
So we've got a much bigger gap now. We've got 56 to 133. Jackhammer for PMD and...
Full mongrel for Newcastle.
Mongrel for Newcastle.
And Jack, really nice quick tap on mongrel off the start there to upset mongrel's plan, and now Jack has lead.
And calling it off. So that lovely dulcet tones from Sit Down, from the Benchy of Men Derby. He's known for his lungs and...
Is he louder than me, though? Well, I mean, yeah, it's hard to tell.
I don't know. I don't know if you know Loose Morals from Perth Roller Derby. He's another one who can just shut the place down. When he tells you to call it off, there's no way you cannot hear him.
Yeah. It is one of those things that you have to be able to do as a bench manager, though, and it's not just about being loud, it's about projection as well. So Grifter is out the front, but Grifter is not lead. Slender is
lead, and he's calling it off so that there are no points scored against PMD. There you go. Strategy 101 there.
Indeed. And nice patience from Slender there. They waited for as long as possible to call that off to make sure that it stayed a 0-all jam, and burning a little bit of clock time. Like, it might have only been 2 or 3 seconds, but when you've got a lead, burning clock time is important because it makes it easier to maintain the lead because there's less stuff. Anyway, less derby to play.
So Sparkle and Mongrel. Oh, and he's out. There was a big gap there.
There was.
He did really well. But there was a big gap. They're containing Newcastle with their pack. They're using the opposite pack to their advantage. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the Perth defence has continued to improve throughout this game. It's well organised. They're clearly talking to each other.
Oh, look at that sparkle.
But yeah, I think what's happening is their communication is increasing, which means that it's easier for their wall to stay together and know what's happening and know where they need to be and what's going to happen next.
Look at them two jammers. Solo to the ground.
What are they doing?
I'm not quite sure. Squats? Is it not enough for them that they need to squat? Ah, there you are. Push and push.
They're sneaky.
Nice.
Trying to be sneaky.
Oh, here we go. And he's out. Well done.
Nice work there by Block Lobster.
Yes. Yeah. And power jam for PMD. Way to go.
Yeah.
What was it?
Major
cut track?
On the way to the
cut
penalty
track.
box again for a cut track penalty. Major's got to be getting close to being on 5. I would say at least 5, if not 6 penalties by now. So they need to be really careful with that. As I'm sure many of our viewers know, you're only allowed to do 7 bads in a game before you have to leave the game. And I feel like Major is probably getting very close to having done 7 bads by now.
Yeah, I saw someone foul out earlier against your in your game.
Oh, there were 2 foul outs.
They're from the opposite team,
Yeah, Copter and Boyd both fouled out.
Oh my God, he's so tall.
Which one?
Copter.
Yes, he is, but he's like a great big teddy bear.
Is he a bear? Oh.
I think he might be a bear, but you should speak to him about that. I don't know.
I meant
I don't know what he does.
In the French way.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
In the French way.
Yeah.
Big huggy guy.
Yes, most definitely, yes. Yeah.
All right, so I just heard myself on the feed. Oh my God. I'm so sorry you guys have to put up with my voice. I hate hearing my voice.
Oh, I love the sound of my own voice. No, I don't. I'm kidding. I kid.
I will never check that feed ever again, so that I never have to dig a hole and put myself in it. Timeout.
Yeah, team timeout to Newcastle.
Newcastle. There's some serious talking there. We've got a massive gap now, but you know, it's I can never say it's impossible.
No, especially when there's still 22 minutes left in this period.
I know,
and 100 points is nothing with 20 minutes to go.
If PMD ends up in a penalty spiral, especially their jammers, or if they lose any players to fouling out, then you know that's how it happens.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. And that was certainly that game that Smash played against Carnage earlier today. Carnage played a very tough game, but we managed to stay in touch the whole time. Unlike the last time we played them, where we let them get away from us, this time. I felt like Smash was able to stay in touch with Carnage the whole way through. We could have taken it back from them. Unfortunately, Carnage were much better today than we were, so we weren't able to. And the same is true here. And honestly, folks, this isn't me just trying to keep you watching because there's still 20 minutes of derby left in this game. But 152 to 56 is not a done deal in this sport. It is never a done deal in this sport. And that's at any level. I've seen regional tournaments where scores have been like this between two C teams and someone's made a comeback.
Newcastle just got lead.
See, there we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I just interrupt you.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him. Flexing. Nice one, buddy. Hey, we're going to have an apex jump. Oh! On the knees. And Bruiser chasing him. Until the no pack call. Nice one, buddy. That was good.
Good work. Nice.
Like a little unicorn, isn't it? Just did that little jump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And nice work there from Caliente on the Newcastle bench with a good instruction for a quick call-off. The Perth jammer was on their way round. So let's maximise the time for Newcastle to score points and win the derby.
So I'm looking at the YouTube feed. We've got terrible reception here, but apparently it's no surprise. It's Australia. I've been told that the internet here is pretty poor.
We have literally the worst internet in the world.
Yeah, it shows. We are way behind on the feed, but when you guys catch up, I'm reading back.
Over on track 1?
I'm looking at the comments in ours.
Aha.
The commentator is wearing a cool hat. She definitely is.
Sweet FA, sweet Fanny Adams. Loves a good hat, Fanny. Loves a good hat.
She that hat reminds me of the singer from System of a Down. You know, Serge Tankian. He wears his top hats.
Yes,
love it.
Yeah.
We have the guy in leopard print leggings is making my friend question his sexuality. That's okay.
Question away, my friend. Question away.
I think he's got pretty sweet legs. Our friend in his leopard print leggings. Sweet legs, unless he falls on top of you, in which case it's pretty ouchy.
There's no fun.
No.
And Shred squats for those legs. He has earned them. Let me tell you.
Oh, that was just an accident. There was a bit of falling over. Oh, fall small.
So
and
Jackhammer still another scoring pass there. 4 points on that last scoring pass. Is this, are we going to be the last tournament in the world to have 5 point scoring passes, do you think, Scully, with the rule change that's coming in December?
Yes, of course.
I feel like we will be.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just thinking if there's anything else, but no, that's it. The last one.
The last tournament ever, not ever, because who knows, Wolfter might change the rules again one day. But yeah, this tournament will herald the death of the jammer lap point. And I know many of you are sad about it. I have to say for myself, as a occasional jam ref, who doesn't ref anymore because I decided to focus on benching and coaching instead. But I'm glad that I don't have to work out when the jammer re-entered the track, were they in the engagement zone.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
So hard. So, what do we got here? Neither of them are out. Oh, yes, yes, and we have a lead.
Yep, full mongrel has been whistled lead. Danger Mouth finally getting out of the pack and away from.
I'm trying to see track 1, but not sure it's actually live. I think it's still a bit behind. So I'd say if you are watching YouTube, maybe do split screen and you know.
How's it going over there at Scartel and the Brawlers? Yeah, on track 1.
Hold on, I just closed YouTube again.
I asked that question late. Sorry, Scully.
That's
I'll tell you
right.
what. You have a look at that. I'll talk about what's going on here. We've got Grifter out for Newcastle against Slender Jam for Perth. Quick tap off the line there by Grifter, sending Slender off the track. And Grifter has lead for Newcastle. Slender not that far behind though. And Slender sure can move fast. So 2 points all on that jam. Slender accelerating and catching up to the pack.
Apologies if the stream is behind. We are in the middle of nowhere. It's beautiful out here. It's absolutely stunning, but we are in the middle of nowhere and it's really hard to get the internet working. So yes, on track 1, we've got the Brawlers and BCR. So the Brawlers are on 110 to 165. Now, I don't know how far behind this is. That's all I can tell from YouTube.
Interesting. And Brawlers are, as I'm sure everyone recalls, are our defending champions this year.
There's not a big gap.
Yeah, they won men's nationals in Coffs Harbour last year. So, yeah, interesting. But Scartel have been playing some really good derby for the last 18 months. Quick official timeout here. But yes, if there is such a thing. But yeah, Scartel's game has improved considerably over the last 2 years.
That was quick.
Yes. I think they were talking about points because it was the jam ref who called the official timeout. Anyway, so we have Sparkle jamming against Major. Sparkle right up the front there.
Mo is embroiled in the with Sydney. Very nice.
Sparkle has lead.
So we haven't really read any of our funky little notes here.
Oh, do we have notes for the
teams?
We
have notes.
Yay!
We have so much to read. There's no way I'm going to read all of that and then do the commentaries. But I've got a little bit of a nugget of information. He used to be called Big Block.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
So he's Flower today. He's called Flower. He plays with the men. His wife plays with WA Roller Derby.
Yeah.
And his child plays for Perth Junior.
I love it.
A Derby family.
The family that derbies together stays together.
Yes.
Amazing.
So I love them. They are absolutely they're an amazing family. Always volunteering left, right, and centre. They're an amazing bunch.
Excellent, excellent.
Such a lovely community. So we've got our friend with his lovely leggings.
Oh yeah, Shred.
Oh, Jack Hammer is pivoting there.
Is there anything Jack can't do?
Yeah, no. Oh, what do we have here? Sweet. Oh,
nice work by Block Lobster there. Snatching lead. I like the way Block starts their jams like in a crouch behind the line.
I know, that's kind of old school.
It's a little old school, but you know what it actually reminds me of is one of my least favourite fighters, John Jones. he starts in a crouch on his side of the ring from the other fighter and runs at them a lot of the time to confuse them a little bit from the start. And Black Lobster's doing a very similar thing. Of course, I
don't know much about him. Let me just find out.
Well, yeah,
let's
you dig up some facts. You dig up some facts. I'll make up some facts.
I've kind of been. You can make them up. Yeah, I've been following PMD. I've played with them a few times in the past, but I want to know about it because he's really picked up his game, Block Lobster, since the earlier. Oh, so many pages, guys. Thank you for providing all of this.
This is all Newcastle, I think, though. There's no Perth in here.
It's got to be Perth in there.
It just says Newcastle on the front.
That is just Newcastle. Where's the rest of the pack?
Perth are allowed to not have pages of information because they have provided us with an amazing venue this weekend.
I saw it somewhere.
They've selected fabulous tournament head officials who further selected amazing officials to come from all over Australia to help us this weekend. Thank you if you're in stripes. Thank you if you're in black. We love you. Here we go. Scully's back with facts.
I've got one.
I'm going to back that up.
When did you start playing Derby and who with? That's our current jammer for Mongrel. First co-ed 5 years ago. Nice. Took a break. Played again 3 years ago. Coughs, yes. Blocker, jammer, pivot, rural derby, do it all. I like
that's what happens.
Oh,
and Mongrel did a bad and now has 30 seconds to sit in the box and think about what he did. I didn't see what he did.
Very naughty, I don't know.
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna randomly say misconduct.
No.
No, yeah, you're right.
No.
Yeah, that's not something.
Cut track, maybe?
Yeah, well,
Either.
I mean, let's see. It's a jammer, so it's a 50-50 on a cut track or a forearm. So yeah.
Oh, I saw flying elbows, but I'm a backseat ref, so there you go.
That's right. We're allowed to have an opinion up here.
Nice sweet cuts there. Nice slicing. Look at Slander. Don't use his forearms, Slander. Don't use your forearms. And
there you go.
Forearms.
Let me tell you.
See, I should be.
Yes, you should. If anyone can get a forearms right in this country, it's Pombat. He can smell a forearms at 20 paces. Smell them, I tell you.
I've been blocking recently and pivoting, and my forearms. Always forearms. So who's warming up over there? We got blue and white. Is it VDL?
Victoria Vanguard, who are warming up for their game next, which will be against Carnage, I believe.
Okay. So I see Simon Chambers with his blonde locks.
Yes. He doesn't appear to have them braided this weekend, which is very disappointing.
There's a lot of blonde locks over there.
Yeah. They're a very pretty team, Vanguard. Wow, big jam there for Perth. Yeah. They are really starting to draw away now. 221 to Newcastle 72 with 11 minutes to go in the game.
So jackhammer again for PMD, and Sparkle's going to take on the... Oh no, look at that. Well done, Major.
Nice work, Major, grabbing the lead there up on turn 2.
He was not fazed by Sparkle in his face. 14, and so strong.
So a Perth blocker there, 4-1-1. I don't know who
Bruiser,
that is.
that's Bruiser.
Bruiser getting a forearms penalty there for stopping Major on turn 3. Look, it was definitely a forearms, but I'm going to go with a worth it forearms because it contained the jammer.
So I'm looking at our feed. So for track 2, I'm looking at the feed, and I think it's quite behind. About 7 minutes ago. Oh no, they're giving the results for the other team. I'm so confused.
Oh, dearie me. Sparkle
Anyway.
getting a high block there for
Hello in the live
his
chat.
contact to the Newcastle jammer. It was an interesting high block, but sure.
So hello to the 24 people watching this track number 2.
Hi, friends.
Hi friends, how are you? It's getting very warm in here. We've got the camera person next to us who has about 3 layers on, and I think they are finding it warm. But not as warm as our players.
No, it's very warm on the track.
It's, we're in the hills, so usually in the hills it's about 3, I find it's about 3 to 5 degrees more than
really?
down in Perth.
Oh, wow.
It can be. I live by the river, and it's always cooler.
Nice.
Yeah, I find
nicer.
it always cooler.
Yeah.
I've got some family around here, and that's always where you get the bushfires as well.
Oh,
sad
boo.
times. But it's so beautiful around here. So
Yes.
beautiful. So, time out. Team
So, yeah,
time
team
out.
time out for Newcastle. Chance to rethink what they're up to. I feel like they might have lost a little bit of their defense. They're losing some of their organisation. They need to stay together and go back to setting those tight walls to stay organised and you know.
They had such a close gap for such a long time.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing to have seen PMD just grabbing these points and making good use of Jack, who's doing really well. And I think Slander is doing fairly well. But they're not playing Slander that much, which, considering, he's played with the Australian team, the Wizards, you'd think, well, maybe they could play him on super high rotation, but no, being fair and even.
Well, there's plenty of people on the team. So
yeah, absolutely, and plenty of jammers.
Yes.
Very versatile jammers who can block.
Yeah.
Guess you have to when you have a small league
most
as well.
definitely.
Yeah.
So, interesting thing here I've just noticed about Newcastle, they set their back walls really tight on the jammer line, which
it worked.
Makes it really difficult to move against the opposing jammer. Of course, having said that, Grifter has lead for Newcastle.
Yeah, and calling it off.
And has gotten points, quick 3 points and then calling it. Smart move there.
I'm in awe of Newcastle. They're not letting off. They're pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yes, most definitely.
There's a huge gap now, but you know what? They're amazing. They've still got a smile on their faces. Wave.
No
one's waving at me. I look like a lunatic, so that's okay.
Something I've noticed about Newcastle is they love to play roller derby, and it is one of those things when you're a smaller league, like Newcastle. Mongrel is out here with lead for Newcastle while we're talking about them. But yeah, you have to really. That's a bin dip.
That was a bin dip.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I witnessed a bin dip. Oh! Slander just giving it all.
And Sparkles really giving Mongrel a bad time. Mongrel's like, I don't care. I can deadlift 180,000 kilos. I did it yesterday and then got on a plane.
Sick. Oh, that ankle. I'm sorry, I may have shouted in the microphone. That ankle. He's still skating.
I try not to look at other people's ankles.
Oh, man.
I don't want to know.
It's because
I know what you're talking about, but I don't want to know.
Oh.
I saw it too.
I know. Also, I'm a mum, so I look at them and I'm like, oh no, you poor thing.
Does he need some ice?
Do you want paracetamol? Awesome athleticism. That's what it is.
Most definitely, yes.
It's all the training paying off and all the flexibility.
Yes, and you know what? I think something that I'm really appreciative of that Perth have done this year for the first time ever at any tournament I've ever seen in Australia is they have the Athlete Hub here where you can buy an access pass for the weekend and be seen to by physios and massage professionals and get taped. I'm currently covered in rock tape.
You are?
Courtesy of the Athlete Hub. And I think it's...
is it helping?
Yes, it does. I mean, this is... what I would normally do myself, but this time someone else was able to do it. I got a professional to do it, not just me.
It takes the pressure off as well. It's
yes.
hard. It's hard to manage your own sort of, not health, but your ability when you've just had a game. You're still in your own head. So having somebody to take care of you.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Beside
Perth-
your partner.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So Fig Jammer has been sent to the penalty box, has lost lead, I believe.
So 40
low
minutes.
block penalty. 30 seconds to think about what they've done. Let's see if Major can really maximise the opportunity here and get some points.
So we are 5 minutes 40 from full time. It's all about getting points now. Limit Perth probably and get as many points as possible for,
Most definitely, yes.
for Newcastle. Oh, sweet pass. Look at that. Oh, no, come on, put it on. Look at Figgy. He's like creeping up behind.
I know. Oh, a bit of jammer on jammer action. My dear friend in Sydney, Boxy Lady, that is her very favourite thing.
Oh, yeah,
jammer
creeping.
on jammer action.
And creeping.
Yes,
creeping
exactly,
behind.
yes.
Oh, they're doing so well.
So that was actually a really good jam for Newcastle there. They kept Perth to 3 points. 8 points to Perth and 5 points to Newcastle, but that's a
3 point
differential.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a game when you have such a big difference. It's about limiting damage
Most
limitation.
definitely, yes, yeah.
Notice how men PMD are closing the seams so much more than earlier.
Yeah, most definitely.
They're all facing the right way. Now I say that they're all facing the wrong way. But much better walls, much better seams. Look at that. Awesome there, Newcastle. Well done.
Nice work there for Grifter. That should be 4 points for them to crack the ton, I think.
I've got my eyes on the scoreboard. Yes, you're right. 4 points. 100.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I won't shout in the feed.
100 points to Newcastle.
I get excited.
Sparkle is feeling a bit warm by the looks of things.
Hi, Sparkle. With his fan club. So Sparkle doing his little sparkly feet. So he stamps the floor really loud and really. It does startle you.
Is he like a bull or something? Like, you know, and he's treating Newcastle like they're the Matador? Or
Oh! Did you see that? That was awesome. That was an awesome apex jump, and then he called it off. Beautiful.
I feel, look, Sparkle does great apex jumps. There's no question about that. But I feel like he could do better. I want to see some triple axels. I think at least one triple axel apex jump this weekend, and I'll be able to go home happy.
He's doing really well, penalty-wise.
Yes.
Our Sparkle is known to be
A little penalty heavy?
Often. And today he's doing amazingly well.
Excellent.
Newcastle are pushing so hard to the point where the jammer cover is nearly coming off. Newcastle, readjust your panties. Nice, beautiful.
4 points
Get
there
these
against
points.
lead for Grifter. Well done.
And there's a penalty there for one of the blockers. 2 blockers. Not leaving many Newcastle on track.
Interesting. I didn't think there was any lead in that jam, but
Yep.
apparently I was wrong. Yeah.
I think all the announcers were
Yes,
wrong.
I think we were all wrong. Yes. That'll teach me to listen to Fanny.
She's amazing.
Ah, yes, most
If
definitely.
only she knew, we just listen to her and then we just repeat things and just goof around in the background.
So we've got Mo lining up here to jam for Newcastle, Fig Jammer for Perth. A big pack advantage here for Perth.
That was beautiful.
And unsurprisingly, Perth has lead.
There's a little hop around the apex there. So Fink started this morning his shoulder completely bandaged up. At the end of the last game, there was no bandages left on his shoulder. He had some, but not all of it. That's
the evolving shoulder injury.
Yeah,
it's bad, and then it gets better, and now it's kind of bad again.
He uses his shoulders a lot, like a lot of people, you might say. But
yes,
if I'm correct, he used to play rugby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So some of his upper strength may come from there.
So it's something I've noticed. Ex-rugby players make excellent roller derby skaters. We have a skater on Smash, Rebel Base, who used to play rugby. One of the snipers from Sydney Roller Derby League, who I coach, Judge Booty, she used to play rugby.
Nice.
And it really, there's a way about how they deal with contact. And you would know yourself, Scully, from being a blocker that, if you want to hit someone or contain someone, you aim or you think about putting your energy through the person. You don't put your energy at the person, you put your energy through the person. So you think about wanting to stop on the other side of them like they're not there. And rugby players are very, very adept at that. It's something that they understand very well.
It's getting a bit physical over there.
It is. I think everyone's getting tired.
It's getting really, really hot in here. And I think we are there.
Unofficial score.
So this.
Unofficial final. We'll wait for the curly whistle of officially goodness. Beautifully played game there.
That was awesome. I'm in awe of all of them and all the NSOs.
Yes,
and all the officials.
Thank you, every single official that's here.
And all the
Thank you,
volunteers.
streaming team.
Thank you, streaming team.
Thank you, volunteers.
Thank you. Thank you, families, for letting your loved one play roller derby and never seeing them. It's off season now, so you might have a couple of weeks of seeing your family. Just about. 4 weeks, maybe?
Yeah,
all right,
like that.
so did we get the last whistle?
Not yet.
Not
Still
yet.
no rolling whistle.
Come on. Numbers 5 plus
there we go.
4. Here we go.
Combat signalling for the final whistle.
Here we go. So. Thank you. So 264 PMD and 116 to Newcastle. Well done, everybody.
That was a really good game. Very, very close for a lot of it. But Perth just were that little bit better organised and really drew away in the second half. So great work,
They
Perth.
came back from the last game. They really came back strong and really, really proud of them. No one fouled out. That's good.
Excellent work.
I'm looking. I don't have the schedule for what's next. What's next on track 2?
Next on track 2, we have more roller derby. Hang on, I've got it here. I've got it here somewhere.
Good. All right. So if you're still on the stream, which they will still be on the stream because it's behind.
Okay, so I have no idea.
Winners of someone and winners of another one.
Something.
Stay
Stay tuned, folks. Yes.
Yeah, the games are pretty much almost back to back, all bar 15-20 minutes in between. So stay tuned. Go and get some refreshments, some sweet snacks,
some cheese,
and some cheese. Yes, so cheese, a grommet, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Scully.
Thank you, Commando. And
thanks, folks.
over and out.